those concerned. Tony Blackburn has suffered quite a severe custard injury, and he'll never be the same again. I hope you like that new introduction. That took me about 40 minutes to make. I'll have to use it more than once, won't I? The start of Project Wasting. It's not actually wasting, it is taking useful parts off. Well, interestingly enough, I thought I'd give the BCU another go in this car. The BCU's basically been sat on a shelf for a couple of months, and I thought, maybe it'll work now it's had a rest. And guess what? Electric windows are working. They weren't working before. Not only that, key fob's working. The key fob was working, but the BCU wasn't responding. And that is a classic BCU problem with these cars. Electric windows, central locking, that kind of thing, not starting. So what happens when we turn the key? Decent charged battery in, and then hooked up to the lorry battery, which is also charged. Try again. Clunk. Watch the engine as I turn the key. That's right. The engine has seized. Just in case though, the lorry battery is not really quite up to it. Ready? Definitely. I think we can definitely say that that engine has seized. Maybe that's why it didn't sound too good before, because it was just about to seize. Looking at the oil is disgraceful, and there's no coolant in it, so I do feel slightly bad for my friend Mike in Wales actually, because I sold him this car and he gave it me back. But he didn't give it back because it wasn't working, but because he no longer needed it. But I sold him a car that was about to go wrong, and it's just as well he didn't need it really. It's worthwhile me saying that I had no idea it was going to do that. We're back to this issue with the facelift cars, the post-project drive cars, where they just cut corners everywhere. And there's corners cut in the most minute of places, but they all add up and make a big difference. BCU stopped working again, but it doesn't matter, does it? I can now update my reasons for actually breaking this car. And the reasons are as follows. Okay, you happy with that? Right, so I have an idea now. Why don't I do a proper dismantling video of this Rover? I could go into detail about how some things come apart and what they're worth. And then even have a running total of what the whole thing's worth in bits. Although the car does have an MOT, the car is basically scrap. At best, spares or despair. And the amount of despair is probably going to be much more than you'd ever want on your plate. First up then, boot carpet. You simply pull it out. This one is rather damp. In fact, it's soaking. It has some paint on it, and it might dry out and be okay. But because it's not in particularly good condition, it's worth £10. Next to the boot carpet liner thingies, which were already loose, it's got a big rip on that there. A couple of quid each really. maybe a £5 each actually. The parcel shelf has speakers put in, so holes cut in order to do it, so that is worth nothing. Then we have the rear lamps. £15 for one of these, although that one's got a crack on it, so that's not worthwhile taking off. Then we also have the light bulb holders or lamp holders as well, so we could say £8 each for those. I am starting this strip down from the boot, and there's a good reason for that. Yeah, I'd like to fill the boot up with things I don't really want. I don't mean industrial waste or anything like that, but just bits of knackered car parts. The best place to store them all would be just in the boot and fill that up before doing anything else. That's the rear bumper taken off, but I don't want the rear bumper because it's cracked. But I do want the parking sensors. There we have the full parking sensor kit, including the loom and the sensor thing and the actual sensors themselves. So how much is that worth? What do you reckon? Well, if you want to buy this from Rimmer Brothers, these are about £17 each. Not sure about that. The bracket's about a tenner. Not sure about the loom, and that's £117. So if I say £50 for the lot, I think that's fair. No, the boot. Next job is the boot release cable, which goes through there and hooks onto there and comes through the car. So I need to just feed it through there before I start filling the boot up with crap. There's a boot latch, £10 please. Now this is a tricky one, the boot loom. I've done it from all the bits under here, but it goes through the C-pillar and then down here somewhere, but it doesn't appear to have a plug on the other end, so maybe it's part of the complete loom, which makes it a bit more difficult to keep. It's strange, but from some angles Nigel reminds me of a safari jacket. Yes, a safari jacket. Having aircon in your car doesn't really feel like such an amazing thing, but in a 22-year-old Rover 45 it does. It feels really special, especially when it works, although it's not really warm enough to really feel the benefits of it. In actual fact, I can't tell how well it is working because it's not that warm outside. Best way of finding out though is to open the window. Think, if I stop, can you? Yes, rather abruptly in fact, into the back of your van. That trolley looks a bit like a dog. Well, I've carried on doing my driveway type thing there, whatever you want to call it, and I've now run out of bricks. But I must say, there's a lot more than I was expecting, so that's good. I guess I should just drive the custard missile onto this now. I think I need some more bricks because there's only one wheel on the bricks now, and it could have even gone a bit further as well. These gaps between the cars are quite wide. If it wasn't for the need to open the door to get out of these cars, I reckon I could fit 5 along there. I don't fancy looking around bricks again tomorrow. It's quite hard work, you know. It's not the kind of work I'm used to. I don't really do proper hard work. Proper hard work leaves me worn out. Just not really made for it. Okay? Do you know what? This Alfie car is actually quite zingy. It's quite a zippy little number when you put your foot down. It's good.